Hey YouTube! So I've got my orchids and I noticed that they're putting out new flower spikes. A lot of my orchids are getting new roots, and this one actually has a keiki on it. It's making a little baby off to the side here, and if you can see it, and it's got some roots underneath. So today's video I'm going to be using these eggshells here to make my own fertilizer. So to my coffee grinder I'm adding my eggshells, and I just took these, I hard boiled some eggs, and so what I did is I just saved them. So because they are boiled already, they're clean and sanitized, and they don't have a yolky mess on it. And I'm just putting it into my coffee grinder and grinding it up, and it will make a nice fine powder. You have to be careful because this powder floats up into the air, so you have to be careful about breathing it in and getting it into your lungs. So you see it's nice and powdery. It's perfect for the shaker. I'm using an old spice jar. I like this one because the top has holes in it so you can sprinkle it out real easy. And I have my funnel. This one is nice because it stores in the drawer and then it pops out just like that when you need it. So I really like it. I will put a link to that in the description below. And here I'm just adding the powder into the jar. And like I said, please be careful because the dust really, it kind of stinks, but you got to be careful to breathe it in because it's not good for your lungs. So here I'm just continuing to process the shells, and I'll speed it up for you. Now, how often should you be fertilizing? Well, the reason I decided to do this is because of the flower spike and the roots that are coming out. A lot of times what might happen is that the flower spike comes out and then it'll die back because it doesn't have enough nutrients to actually push out a flower. So even though it is winter time and because my orchids are growing and I see the flower spike, that's why I'm deciding to go ahead and fertilize. And so what I'll do is I'll probably sprinkle this onto the root system probably about every 2 weeks, and see if that see if that's not too much. If it is too much, I'll start seeing burn tips and things like that on the orchids, and so you just got to keep a close eye on it. But about 2 weeks should be pretty good. Also, a lot of my orchids were given to me in pretty bad condition, and I actually made them worse the first couple of months due to neglect and sunburn. So I am on a orchid rescue mission right now. But since I've started taking care of them, my routine is just spraying the roots lightly with water every day. I don't do the ice cube once a week method. I spray them, and I think they look happier. They're putting out new leaves and new roots, and so here's just a couple of them here. I'm not sure what kind they are or what color their blooms are. A lot of them were given to me. I took them out, took the root ball out. A lot of them still had the mass at the base of their root from their nursery pots, and so I took them out. This one has a new baby leaf in the middle and a couple of new roots. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, if my camera's picking it up. So you can see I'm just putting a little bit on the roots, and it's not going to be that much, and I've already watered them today, so it's going to stick onto there. But as I water for the next couple weeks, it will wash down to the roots. So here's another one. It's growing nicely. I've got new, you can see that the new leaves are bigger than the under leaves, so it's growing better. It's a happier plant than when I first got it. And again, I'm just trying to show you exactly where I'm sprinkling it into the pot, just right onto the leaves. And here's another one. Here's the this one I didn't get around to watering today. I forgot to do that. I have it in a different spot in my home, so I have to water it after this. But I'm just sprinkling it on the roots, not too much. With the fertilizer, you want to be careful of over-fertilizing. It's better to under-fertilize than it is to over-fertilize. So here we go again. Here's the one I showed at the beginning. This one has the flower spike here, as well as on the back side I'll show you it has a baby, the keiki. And the keiki also is putting out a new third leaf there in the middle. I'm not sure if you can see it. And it has a couple of roots on the underside. So I'm really happy about this one. I'm excited to see what color the flowers are and if it will actually give me some flowers. So I'm just going to be sprinkling the fertilizer on this in the same way that I did the other ones, and be really careful not to over fertilize. I'm going to spray them with water every day and continue doing what I've been doing because they seem like they're doing pretty good. And that's it. That's how I make my homemade fertilizer. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you like the channel. Compass point your home.